That was Travis Thompson with the intro music. My guest I have known for almost 10 years. He and I have traveled all over the world together. I'm excited to welcome Ace Yang.
Yo, 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 thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming on, buddy. How you doing?
I'm good, I'm good. Happy to see you,
Yeah, it's always
even though
weird.
it's not in person. It just, the way we live right now. This is
Yeah, and
normal, I guess.
we definitely had a conversation before this podcast, so it's like this fake. How you doing, Ace? It's been a while.
Yeah.
Like we've been talking
So,
for like
oh,
10 years.
Adam, is that you?
It's been so long.
I know,
So
I know.
for the people listening and watching on YouTube, please like, share, subscribe, all those things. But Ace and I have known each other for 10 years at least now. And we both went to school together at Purdue University, where we're both very educated,
Super.
intellectual savant. And you've done more with your degree than I have for sure. Like you're trading now or whatever?
Yeah, so after I graduate, I go ahead and get my master in financial engineering. And after I graduate, I worked on Wall Street for a year. And then I started like doing high frequency trading. Um,
Fucking
Essentially, I'm
nerd.
Yeah, not really.
Nerd.
It's pretty cool stuff. It's like market making stuff. I'm doing a lot of like energy trading, market making. And now I work for a hedge fund as a portfolio manager, trades like futures and stocks. So yeah, that's my boring life.
Yeah, man. I mean, you get a family and all that shit now too, but the
Yeah.
when we met, we both were living pretty wild. Like so we met in I think 2011.
Maybe 2010, 2011. I'm not sure. I think 2010 maybe. You gotta
Yeah,
look at the Facebook photos.
yeah, well, that was I those are definitely gonna be in this episode. But like anybody listening or watching, like look at our Instagram for this episode because it's gonna be a
Yeah.
collection of like I cherry pick some of the favorite pictures. Like the way you and I really met was through study abroad, and the reason why I wanted you
Exactly.
to come on was I had someone come on recently that was talking about study abroad, and it
Yeah,
just
I
like
saw that clip.
took me back to all of the shit that we were doing. The first time I met you though, we were it was like orientation for that class.
Yeah, like a call out, almost like call out for the study. I think the first one was in China, right? I don't know, did we go to Colombia first or went to China first? I'm not
China
sure.
first.
Oh
You
yeah, so
studied
that's
abroad in the country that you're from.
represent. Yeah, I mean,
Why
well,
did
the
you do that?
reason, so for people who don't know, like study abroad is like you have to do that if you're in college because it's like free credit. You get to explore the world. Not for me, but for me, it's just like I want to go home. I'm go back home for my summer. I'm not gonna take an internship or do anything. I'm just gonna wasting my
You're cutting out again, buddy. We'll see if it keeps happening, and if it does, we'll figure something out. But um,
yeah.
so you were, I don't know where I lost you. Like,
Yeah, I'm just saying like the reason I do a study abroad just because I'm so lonely going back for the whole summer because I've been in US for the like majority of time and like I didn't have that many friends. So it's good for me to, having friends to do stuff at night and then well that sounds weird.
wait,
And
how did
also
you not have friends in the country that you're from?
well like just like fell apart because like I kind of like came to US and just like do my own thing and then like my old friends are doing their own thing and then like I'm like not like a person I would like reach out to my old friends and just say what's up like
Yeah,
I barely talked to you for 10 years probably like we talk every year like once every year I
yeah,
guess so I'm like not like really actively managing my like friends and stuff so that's why like and like we like kind of grow apart and like didn't really have any friends that like share the same kind of interest share the same kind of hobby and stuff so study abroad is like I mean like if I go back for like 3 months I might as well spending a month just getting some credits and
Like, you
having people
you
to
didn't
go
want to do
clubbing
any
with.
of the actual, like, I didn't go study abroad at all, like, to do anything besides get fucked up. And
Yeah, I mean, I
you were on board with that too. Like, we went for the
I, I don't want to go that exactly.
hmm?
No, I'm just saying, like, yeah, I mean, that's totally the case. That's all study abroad is about, is getting fucked up and then pass out in class and then just, like, submit whatever bullshit essay you had and party again.
It was crazy. Like, I think we were
Yeah.
there for like 14 days. And didn't we get fucked up on the plane to China?
No, we went separately because I think I flew back 2 days before the thing started. Uh, and then like
So
I
Colombia
didn't
was what
go.
we got fucked
Yeah,
up.
Colombia, we get really, really fucked up. Like before we go.
Yeah, on the
Colombia is
way to
like
the airport.
another story. Yeah.
I
But
just remember
like,
though, like in that call out class with you, you came into the room and I think you had a purse.
did I?
Yeah,
Dude, like,
you had a
like I'm a
lot of
fashionable person. Like
accessories.
I like my fashion sense is ahead of my time. Like it's hard to people like first of all, people need to know in Purdue, which is Indiana, like kind of like made of nowhere countries, kind of like like they don't really share the same kind of fashion sense as like New York or like LA. So like, me being, fashionista, being ahead of my time, the avant-garde of fashion for like my age. And then like it's hard for people in Purdue to understand the fashion at that point of time. So, like I think I went a bit too much sometimes. So like looking back, I feel stupid because I'm grow older. I feel like this is dumb and like, and I think my sense, I guess, grow like more mature, not mature, just more. I was like, all right, this is probably too much for like America.
Dude,
America is not ready for that.
it's a reoccurring thing on this podcast where we show the pictures that my mom had made of me for senior year of high school. And it's 5 pictures of me. I look like a boy band. Like, and so like it's if I look back at what I was wearing and doing, I mean, I just think that's normal. Like I every like 5 years you look back and you
Yeah,
hate what you were doing. It's if you didn't,
yeah, for sure.
then you wouldn't be
If it
changing. That's a scare. Like I think when you
if you
finally,
didn't, something wrong with you. I feel like if you looking back, I feel like, oh, I'm still the same. Something wrong with you. You're not progress with time, I guess, or you're not aging, or you were just doing well, I guess. I don't know. Like I think for me, the same thing. If I look back on my old photos, it's just, oh, what the fuck I was doing? Like, how did I pull that off?
you
Like,
had a
I would
lot.
love him. Yeah.
Well, China was weird because like there was a girl that you were kind of interested in, and like she kept. I want to understand this because like the courting stuff with uh Chinese men and women, like there's a lot of like stuff I don't understand. Like there's a lot of like not PDA, but like holding hands and like carry like the guy carries the girl's bag and
Yeah, that's like
like
a China thing. That's definitely a China thing. Like if you go on the streets, you see like guys just carrying girls' purse and like bags. That's like showing you're like a gentleman.
okay, so it's there were so many times where like you were walking around and I get that like from that perspective, but it would just be us like all hung over and be like, why is Ace carrying that purse right now? Like and it I mean I get it, but it's
Oh, great. Like, yeah, I like to be honest, I didn't really remember that much, but like it does sound really stupid if now you bring that up.
I'm glad it hurts a little bit. We
Yeah.
so we had like I was going through the pictures, like we had dinner in China with the president of Purdue.
Yeah, Cordova? Is it her name?
Yeah, she's not there anymore, but we were
Yeah,
both wasted.
yeah.
And
Yeah, we were really fucked up when we took pictures with her. And like we would like actually go to her like directly. Like we actually like say, hi, hey, how's it going? Oh, so nice to meet you.
and you like she liked you a lot. I remember that, but like I have one where I'm throwing up the shocker behind her, and
Yeah,
then
you did. You threw the shocker to a lot of people
yeah,
in a
that
lot of
whole
pictures.
there was a lot of that in that. Like
That
I
is
don't
a
know,
lot. That is a lot. That's like a study abroad sign. That's like a study abroad
it
for
was
sure.
fun though, man. Like
Yeah.
there was just a lot of stuff. Like I think both you and I, we did not particularly give a shit about anything that was academic or administrative. Like I mean, we went out pretty much every night.
Yeah, and we're like not living, like we're not staying at the place that like it's really easily access to a lot of like nightclubs and stuff. We will call a cab and like it's literally going like 20, 30 miles to like where the club's at the night. And then we like came back
Yeah.
wasted, like super late to like a campus, like it's like a suburban area. Do you remember in Shanghai at least? Like we're at HJTU campus, which is like pretty far away from where it's going cab and like to the city, like to the downtown area. We go clubbing, we do like multiple clubs, like two, three clubs. We would walk from one club to the other. We're like club hopping. And then we got all mixed up, like super fucked up to end of the day and just went back and just passed out and then
I
woke
don't
up and
I
do
don't
it again.
really even remember. All I remember is like we couldn't really buy booze. Like we bought a lot of Chinese wine, and I remember smoking a lot of Chinese cigarettes, and there just being like everybody there was smoking. And
Yeah.
there was one night, I think, because Brent went with us on that trip, and like the
Yep.
probably like the 12th night of the trip or whatever, like we had gone out every fucking night, and this guy, like they were like pushing and shoving or something at the club, and I think he went into the table and knocked over like a really expensive bottle of
Yeah,
liquor.
somebody bought it, right? Like somebody bought.
And I think if I remember correctly, to like remedy the situation, he offered to pay it. But when he like was making up with this guy that pissed him off, he pickpocketed him. So he
That's
stole the
right. That
guy's
is right.
wallet.
That is right. Now I remember that. That's right. What's that
Yeah.
guy's Brent? Brent.
He
Yeah.
he was
Yeah,
like,
he did. He did. Oh my God.
yeah, and it was like I had never it was such a weird thing because I think the bill was like $1,000.
Yeah, it's pretty expensive. It's pretty expensive. He actually paid, but like he, yeah. What happened? What happened to it afterwards? I like
I never when he told me, like even now
that
I'm
is
like
right.
I it's hard for me to believe that he actually did
It
that.
just came back to me about it.
Hmm.
No, I just say like it just came back to me. Like I totally forgot this part, like the snippet of
Oh
like
yeah.
pocket picking, all that stuff.
It
Holy
was it
shit.
was crazy, man. Like,
Yeah.
do you remember you remember that girl that wouldn't leave me alone?
There are a lot of girls who won't leave you alone because you look like the guy from Prison Break. Like
I,
remembering Great Wall, like everybody wants to take a picture with you.
yeah,
Like
no,
all the
it was I got pictures of that. I'm gonna post that, but like we'd
yeah,
go
there's the other
around.
girl in the group. You talk about the girl in our group, right? Won't leave you alone.
Yeah, like every study abroad experience I had, there was
Yeah,
one girl that like basically stalked me,
yeah.
and it like both of them behaved almost identically. It'd be like 3 o'clock in the morning, and they'd show up like at my hotel room,
Room. Yeah.
and like I would be like, "Hey, nothing's gonna happen here," because I was a very faithful person, and
God bless you, Adam.
yeah, I kindness, all these things. Like I'm a very outstanding human being, but it it like it was such a weird thing because they'd come over and you'd be like hammered drunk, and I remember at one point, one of them was like, "Hey, can I just sit in here?" I was like trying to sleep, and they were just sitting in a chair next to the bed, I think. But god damn it, it was funny. I'm trying to think, what else did we do? So we went to Tiananmen Square, and neither of us like that.
Yeah, that was stupid. There was like a millions of people and it's super hot. I think it's like a summertime we went. And then we went to the Expo 2010. So that is 2010 because there's an expo going on. And then we went, the guy for the US Pavilion, he was like a Purdue grad. So he let us cut the line and going like directly to the
Dude, the
US Pavilion. He talked to us for like something. I don't remember what he said, but like I just remember this part. We went to Expo and then we like all the other pavilions you try to go, you have to like literally line for hours. So I didn't really go to any of these. Like I just like, all right, I'm done here. Like after the US Pavilion, and then we went to China Pavilion. I think that's the only thing we do. We went to Tiananmen Square, went to Expo. That's
well,
about it.
the expo is weird. It's basically like Epcot from
Yeah, same
Disney,
thing. Yeah, yeah,
but
yeah.
like a
On
real,
steroids. Yeah.
yeah, and it sucked. Like I mean, neither you and I, all we did was drink the Chinese Red Bull to like
Oh, dude.
nurse the
Speaking of
hangover.
Chinese Red Bull, hands down the best version of Red Bull, man. I love Chinese Red Bull. So there's a story with Chinese Red Bull for me. Every time I would go back, I would buy like 20, 30 bottles of these, and I would just like put in my luggage. So there's one time I got stopped by the US custom. They stopped me and they took away all my Red Bulls, man. Like that
Isn't
was
there like
something.
nicotine in them or something?
Yeah, I think it's just similar thing as a US Ripple, but it's not carbonated. So it just like smooth,
Yeah, it's like the
super sugary. It's
Mexican.
like a sugary energy drink. It's like a monster without all the carbonation and a little more sugar.
It
But I love
worked
that.
too. It
Yeah,
like
that's my
it
thing.
woke you
Yeah.
the fuck up, dude.
Yeah, yeah.
We it's almost like on par with like the Coca-Cola in Mexico, where it's like kind of
Yeah.
flat and less
Sugar cane.
carbonated, but yeah, it's
Yeah.
fucking bomb. But we
Yeah.
drank the shit out of that. We okay, so we went to two different places,
We're
Shanghai,
Shanghai and the Beijing.
yeah, and Beijing. We went to like all of the sports, like the Olympics. Shit, that was
Yeah, we went
actually
to
cool.
the nest. We went to the nest and like the square thing, the
That part I
water.
liked. The Great Wall of China. You didn't even like Great Wall of China.
I didn't go up. Like if you remember, I didn't go up. You went up. I didn't even go up. Like we
You
just
didn't
took a
go up?
picture. No, I didn't. Like I just like too much work for me, man. I'm carrying purses.
Like, what did you
It's
do?
a heavy purse. It's a heavy purse. I can't. I, everything is a blur. I didn't remember what I did, but the one thing I remember is I didn't go up. I might get some ice cream and just sit at the hill waiting for everybody, carrying my purse. That's probably what I did, but I can't because that's really like more than 10 years now. Like I don't remember really clearly what actually I did. Like, but I didn't go up for sure.
No, the thing
And
that's
you
funny
were
is
just
like,
swamped by tourists. You were just like the star on the Great Wall.
God damn it, dude. The funny thing about that trip, I remember one of the last days of the expo, Brent got mad at me because you and we didn't want to do any of that shit. We just wanted to like have fun in China. And
Yeah,
we wanted to like we went and play basketball a few times, but like there were all these like cultural things or whatever. And some of the people on the trip, they're like they really wanted to go and see the Great Wall, and they like this is their
yeah,
life experience, or whatever. And like
yeah,
I'm the same as you, where I just like I don't know, I wanted to go clubbing and I wanted to play basketball and like just hang out,
yeah.
and do
That's all I want to do. Have fun. Like, don't want to do any of those like study actual culture stuff.
monumental things. You remember that
Yeah.
dumb fucking manufacturing plant we went to?
Yes, yes. That was like we have to stay there for a while too. Like it's like a far too. Like it's I don't know what that is. It's something to do with engineering. That's why they had like Purdue connections, and then make fun of the guy who gave speeches, and then we just left. As most of those activities are BS. Like to be honest, it's all necessary. But like like you gotta do. Like that's what I see is like you have to do all the stuff in order to have fun at night.
Well, it's kind of like in hindsight, it's a little fucking crazy because like like you said, it's this like networking thing. So
Yeah,
um like one university and another university like pair up and they're like,
yeah.
hey, we're gonna bring you students and we're the ones that
Exchanging
are
students.
yeah,
Just
exchange
exchanging
students.
students. Yeah,
We're the
yeah,
ones that are paying for it. And like
yeah.
really the ones that get the benefit out of it are these professors that like know each
Oh
other,
yeah, for sure,
all
for
this
sure.
shit. And I mean, granted, you and I were not the ideal students. Like, it was so fucking weird to sit in another country and hear a presentation, mostly all in Chinese, and
And
just
also,
have
it's
these.
like not related to whatever we study, whatever our degree. Like it has nothing to do with our degrees. It's just nothing. I don't remember any of that.
There was always those dinners too that like lasted forever, and like
Yeah,
you
all
remember the one where like
necessary.
you got so you the Asian flush. I had never known about this,
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. The
but
Asian
like
flush is unfledged.
it's
Like I drink like a beer, like my Asian flush just shows up right away.
what is it though? Like you if you drink it, it
Any
like
alcohol, any alcohol, your face just flashes red.
yeah, you just turn like a tomato,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it almost
it
like
is.
swells up like it's a almost like a cartoon character.
Yes.
And oh shit. All right, so we were talking about fucking Asian flush.
Yeah.
I remember I was just looking back at the pictures and stuff like in especially in China, they all thought I was the guy from Prison Break.
I mean,
Like,
you do look like him. Like, don't you
yeah,
think so? You see that, right? You see that sample.
but it was the only place I went where like they thought I was him and I just went with it. So they were asking for autographs and pictures and like it wasn't like, oh, this is an impersonator. It was just like
Yeah.
they thought it was
That's
me.
a real person. That's a real person. Yeah.
Yeah. And it was kind of fun. Like I saw somebody's walking around in China with autographs from me
You
that
you should
said
get
that.
some like endorsement deal in China.
I probably could, man.
Yeah,
The,
just
the
a beer
best one,
company.
the best
Give
one
you
was
unlimited
fucking
Chinese beer.
the Chinese. They oh, I've just remembered. You remember the huge Budweisers there?
Huge Budweiser.
Yeah,
Like the drink,
they sold these
they're
massive.
offering the Budweiser bottles. Right. Yeah.
Yeah, like it was
Yeah.
supposed to be like shared, right?
Yeah.
What's your
But
baby's
not.
name, by the way? I don't
Oh, it's Pucker.
Pucker.
Yeah, like Peter Pucker.
He's just fucking enamored right now. Why?
Yeah.
Okay, I know we're bouncing around a lot, and this is probably a good time to remind everybody watching, listening, that if you like, hit the notifications bell or comment on the podcast. That helps us out a lot with the algorithm on YouTube. If you enjoyed this episode so far, just hit that thumbs up icon, throw a comment down, and if you have any questions for Ace or myself, I'll do my best to get them answered after the episode. Doing that stuff helps us with the Discover page. Please do it. I know I don't sound enthusiastic about this, but it
You
helps
are.
us. So before we get to Colombia, did I ever tell you I missed my flight home in China?
Did you? I think I remember that you went back with one of the like a girl that we went with, right? Like, did you guys like end up like flew back together?
Yeah, so I misread my ticket.
Oh, so it was like you were like missed by one day or something. You were late
I don't know
by a
how
day.
I did this. Like, I think I thought it was like midnight was the next day or something like that. But I was in China with that girl. Like, I think, I don't know if it was Brittany or what that girl's name was, but She was cool, and we were just like killing a day because everybody else went back the day before.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm laying in bed that day. I was just watching like Arnold Schwarzenegger movies in Chinese, and like they
Yeah.
weren't even captioned. So it was just like me. I had drank a whole bottle of Chinese wine the night before or something. And I'm
Yeah.
laying in that hotel room, and I look at my ticket and I realize I missed my flight by a day.
Did you call the airline right away to like
Yeah.
schedule a new one?
Yeah. And
Or you were just like too fucked up to do anything?
I was, well, it was one of those things that I had nursed my hangover all day. So I was like, I drank that way because everybody else was flying out, but I had a day to kill.
Yeah.
And I looked like at my ticket, I was like, oh my God, I just full on missed the flight. Like, and
Yeah.
how much does a flight to the US cost?
I think like back in the day for the one way, I think it's at least $1,000, like 1,000 or 1,500, I
It was
guess.
a
Like that.
lot, like
It is a lot. It is a lot. Yeah.
enough for it to be an issue. and
Yeah.
and so I called the
Do you
airline.
have to pay for the whole like amount of a ticket, or you can just kind of like do an exchange because you miss your flight? You can make up your bullshit excuses. Like, like I was so
Hearing you say
cultured.
my bullshit excuses. uh, no, I couldn't believe it, dude, because I was like,
Yeah.
I mean, I barely could like get through just because my phone wasn't set up for international and shit.
Yeah.
And none of you guys were there, so I had nobody to translate. And for some reason, this person at Delta or whatever it was,
Yeah.
they gave me a pass on it. It didn't cost me anything, but
That's a prison break.
yeah, it is, dude. It saved my ass. But that was fucking, it was miserable, man. That whole trip, um, flying back.
Yeah.
But so we did that together. That was like 2 weeks. And then you were with me for basically like the end of my substance use. So like when I was peaking in
Oh,
terms,
that was the end of it.
yeah, like you saw me when we went to Colombia together. It was,
Dude, that was bad. I remember your hands are like shaking like uncontrollably, like you just can't help, just like your hands keep shaking at the airport, I think on the way back. And then like I think you like yeah, you're pretty messed up at that time
dude, I
for sure.
remember I
Our
don't,
hotel room was something else, man.
it, I never figured out what that was. The tremors.
Yeah, it is still on, or like it just went away after you kind of like cleaned up a little bit.
I kind of forgot about it until you just said it.
Yeah.
Like I remember being at like a restaurant, and it was almost like if you've had too much caffeine or something. I get the
Right, right, right.
same thing
Or
happens
Red Bull.
before I go on stage sometimes, but like my hand, it was like vibrating, just like going out of
Yeah,
control. And we would be at a bar, and like I would be self-conscious about it because I'd be like trying to hold
yeah,
beer,
yeah,
and I couldn't
yeah.
hold it steady. And it was it was out of control. So like when we went to Colombia, I was peaking in terms of how much I was drinking, but like you went with me. It was I would say it's like a mission trip because like we
Yeah,
went,
like we went bought a lot of stuff from Dollar Tree, and then we packed everybody's luggages with Dollar Tree merchandise, and like we flew gloves to those underprivileged, people and all those kids in the hospital, which is actually really shocking to see the like living condition of those people. Even though I don't remember much, but like it seems it's like a pretty, and then like you remember there's a guy with us the whole time. He's like a bodyguard almost carrying like assault rifle or something like the whole time, just like because the places that we're going to is like super dangerous, sketchy.
yeah, we
Uh,
were in Cartagena.
yeah. which is like one of the nicest city in Colombia, right? It's like a rich city. It's like a port city for Colombia. And
Yeah.
then even there's like the where we stayed versus where like you see like the real people live in there, just huge like contrast. Like it's very, very different living conditions.
It was
But
on par with China for sure. Like
oh yeah, yeah,
where
yeah,
like you
definitely.
have this metropolitan area. And I mean, as somebody that's traveled the world and it's very culturally sound, like I've been to expos, I've been to the Great Wall of China. I know the world. And
Yeah, been to Epcot in Orlando too.
no, it,
I
it
love Disney
was
there.
like you cut out a little bit when you were talking about why we went, but
Yeah, I think it's your side because I see your signal bar was like getting red here
okay.
on my screen. Yeah,
Yes.
don't know why that is.
I don't know. I'm sorry, everybody listening, watching, but if you can like, share, and subscribe to this podcast, it helps us.
So yeah, so you're getting better
Yeah.
internet
Yeah.
router.
I can get better internet. But what was I saying? Oh, yeah. We went to do this like mission trip
Yeah,
where they were going to be all these kids that were in like hospitals that were going to hand out like super basic supplies to, so like clothes, toys, anything we could get for like Dollar Tree and stuff into like a carry-on. So we couldn't even have like we had a super limited amount of stuff we could bring.
yeah, we can't carry personal items at all. Like there's no personal. There's like a red polo shirt that both like remember there's a red polo shirt that either you're wearing or I was wearing. We have the same polo shirt, and that was like happened in every photos for that trip. Like there's a red Burberry polo shirt.
Wait, were you wearing my shirt?
No, that's my shirt, but we have the same shirt because I only bring this shirt and the other shirt, and I think you only bring like two shirts as well. So like we have to rotate it.
That's right, dude. God, that was annoying. But we're skipping like the craziest part of that. And
Yeah.
if you start cutting out, I'll like stop you on this one because it, you getting to China or to Colombia was
Oh
a
yeah,
shit show.
that is unexpected. I think you're cutting out again.
No, no, I just was pausing so you
Uh,
could tell the story.
you just you don't you don't blink, man. You don't blink. You don't blink. I
No,
can't tell it's you're frozen or it's like, what's going.
it's oh man, that's the funniest shit. Oh, it's true though.
You,
But
you don't blink.
I don't.
Yeah.
I have no explanation. But please tell,
All
please
right.
tell the
All right.
listeners what happened when you
So
went to Colombia.
yeah, so the moment we landed in Cartagena, so beautiful, like sunny outside. You can feel the breeze from Caribbean. So nice. I'm so excited, being in this beautiful country. So we walk through the custom. The custom is kind of like backwarded. It's like it feels like 80s, like kind of like, but that's not the point. So I don't know nothing Spanish. Like I can't speak any Spanish, and then the custom doesn't speak English at all. So like so I was like waiting. I saw everybody was like getting their stamp right away. I'm carrying a Chinese passport, obviously. So like I showed him my Chinese passport, and then the guy started like speaking mad Spanish, and then like a couple of minutes later, someone else walked in. Like they had like a long conversation. They walked to the side and they talked, and then next thing I know, there's like two like airport securities walk me back inside the airport through like a special tunnel, and they took my luggage. They took my luggage out, and then like they basically like took the everything, like they took the food. The only food I had in my luggage is a banana. I don't know why there's a banana in my luggage, but then we are like I think like the luggage we are given are assigned. We're just giving our empty luggage to the course organizer, so they put whatever stuff in the luggage for us. So I don't know what's in my luggage. So all those luggage are just like all the charitable donations that we're giving to the people in Colombia. So they took
How much
out.
is happening right now with your son?
Yeah,
Is he all
he's
right?
going wild. Yeah, he's all right. He needs to do his own thing. So he took out the banana and left
Just put the
everything in my
baby
luggage.
down. Is
Yeah,
he okay?
yeah, he's good. He's
Okay,
good.
it just looked like you dropped him on the floor.
No, no, no. I just put it down. Tough love, man. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. And then, so what happened is so I don't know what's happening. So and then someone finally who can speak English came up to me, say, "Oh, there's your tickets back to Miami." I was like, "What?" Like, oh, so they basically a pass like a visa in order for any like Chinese citizen to visit Colombia. Otherwise, you are not allowed to enter the country. So like me and I think there's the other. So luckily there are two other Chinese students also in our group. So they also get deported. But like me and them are very different. Like
Okay,
Chinese
hold on, hold
citizens.
on. Let's dial back just a second.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
you get off the plane, and this
yeah.
happened crazy quick. Like you get off.
Yes. Yeah,
I
I
don't
don't
even
even know what's going on.
remember. I don't remember even seeing you get separated. I thought, like, didn't they come on and be like, "Hey, are there Chinese students on this flight?" And they like pulled you separate.
Yeah, they no, we just walked through the custom together. But like it just happened really fast because everybody is like a really like I think you guys just walked out right away. Like I think it take a second for you to go outside right away. They don't really do much. They look at your passport and then they give you a stamp. That's it, right?
But
For me,
it was this like really intense. Like when we got there, there was so much travel and shit. And when you land in a place like Cartagena, there's no like gate or whatever. Like you get off the plane, you're on the tarmac, and it's
yeah, you walk inside. It's like those movies that you see those like drug related movie like
yeah.
Sicario movies. It's like a tarmac and you walk inside a door and the door was a custom that
And
you
it
can
was
like
fucking hot too. Like it
it
was
is, it is.
to go
It's
from the
tropical
environment we
weather.
were in, and we had been
Yeah,
hammered.
Chicago. It was a freezing cold in Chicago. We flew red eye too. I think we have to like get to the airport at midnight and like we didn't
That's when we
sleep. And then
drank. We got fucked up
yeah,
before that flight because we drank on the bus to
no,
O'Hare.
that's what happened. I went to your place at super early that day, I think, and you and your Indian roommates are already like getting fucked up already. You have not roommates, but like
Yeah, they basically roommates.
friends building. So like yeah, yeah. So like it's basically already a lot of drinking and a lot of I think of weed smoking as well. I remembered, and then that's we prepared ourselves for this red eye flight. Like we like, but like at the moment we landed, there's nothing. None of that has in my system. It's all left in my system. So,
Yeah,
but like I just
but it
like
was also
you're
like
like
a whirlwind type effect where like when you drink or get like I mean, I don't want to out you on anything, but I'll say I was doing a lot more than just drinking. And that was
yeah,
like when I was peaking with all that shit. So when we like landed, it was like coming out of like a hangover. Like it was, at least for
yeah,
me, like I had been I it was like you sobered up, but you weren't like 100%. And then we're at the airport, you're going in, there's like two guys with AK-47s and they like
yeah,
take you away. And then
yeah,
like an hour later, I find out like you were deported to South Beach
yeah.
with
Exactly. That's exactly how I remember that too. Like I feel like shit, super hot. I'm like super exhausted. Like and I don't know like what's going on. And then the last thing I know, I got deported. I got handed a flight ticket back to South Beach, and then they took a banana away from my luggage. And then on my way back to the South Beach, all right. So more story. So on my way back to the South Beach, I on the flight. Obviously, I'm like knocked out. I'm like super exhausted, so I didn't feel a thing. So the moment I walked past the U.S. custom on the way back to Miami, like I lost my passport. I got freaked out. I was like, "Where's my passport?" It's like, so what happens? I dropped my passport on the way out of the plane.
oh
So I
shit.
ran. Yeah, so I have to like talk. I talked to the guy working at the custom that I lost my pass. I didn't even know where's my passport. I just I have to look for my passport. So there's like security like to the whatever the door was, and I finally found the passport on the floor. Like there was like that was like a super crazy day for me for sure. Like
Dude, if
from
you would
like
have lost that passport after getting
oh that would be
deported,
crazy. Yeah.
you would
Yeah.
have then
That'd be
got
crazy.
probably sent back to China, right?
Yeah, something like that. Because like that's the that would be crazy. I'll be flying nonstop for like 2 days straight.
Yeah. So
Or even longer, I guess.
all this was happening to you, and like we didn't really know what was going on. Eventually, like somebody came in, like, yeah, Ace and these other Chinese people got deported.
Yeah.
And I was like, what are you talking about? And we were on this trip with like 19 female nursing students. And
That's true, yeah.
two guys I had never had a conversation with for the most part.
Yeah, because basically we signed up this trip just for two of us to do another study abroad and just having a great experience. Like, and then like we end up getting separated the moment we landed.
And I mean, I couldn't have been any more out of place. Like, I mean, with what I remember the first night we got to the hotel, like they were like, hey, let's all go. We'll go to the grocery store. You guys can get the
Yeah.
essentials that you need. Like everybody, let's get a couple things that like maybe you forgot or whatever. And I remember I went to
Sorry,
the
dude.
you're good.
Yeah, go ahead.
I went to the grocery store and literally all I came back with was 2 plastic grocery bags full of hard liquor. It was, and somebody came up to me and they're like, hey, what do
You need
you,
to get the water. You need to get the water, right? Like I don't think you can drink the tap water there. That's like one of the but I
yeah,
don't remember you have water. Like like when I came back, there's only liquors. I remember I got fucked up in like I don't know how many shots and just passed out.
yeah,
Like
that
that's
was, there was also no hot water in
no,
Colombia.
yeah.
That
No,
was
like
the
shower was
worst part.
terrible.
Dude,
Shower
there's
was terrible.
nothing worse than taking an ice cold shower. And like you have to like basically like get a washcloth wet and like sponge bath yourself because it's so fucking cold you can't stay in the
Yeah,
water.
yeah.
But you came like about halfway through, they let you back. And like were you there for the guy's like house we went to with the
I think I went to the house. I went to the guy's what's guy's name? He's also Purdue alum. I think he thinks owns like a plastic glove company, I would say. Was it plastic
oh,
glove?
not that guy. Like I think
Oh,
this was earlier on. We went to this like really bad part of town like to they took us to like show us what it's like to live in the fucking like
ghetto.
plazas.
I remember I went to a ghetto. Like we went through a ghetto, and then uh, that's why I remember there's like guys with like heavy machine guns just like walking us through the whole process. Uh, that's my first day back. No, actually, my first day back, I went to University of Cartagena, uh, and then like basically passed out
For
in
another
class.
speaker, yeah, yeah, we both fell
Yeah,
asleep. I remember what was it, Leo, the guy's name?
yeah. Leo was cool. He's like local like tour guy. Like, what's his role in our trip? I don't know. Like, he's like a translator.
Yeah, but he did not like care at all. Like Leo was actually the one guy that didn't give a shit about like anything job
Yeah,
wise.
he's
Like he
like
just wanted to
almost
hang
like
out with us.
yeah,
And
yeah. He took us to a gay club the first night. Oh no,
well,
actually went to a strip club. Remember, went to a strip club. There's like a club we went to. There's like a strip pole inside, and we didn't realize a strip club. And then we went to a gay club as well. You're probably too fucked up to remember.
I don't remember any of that.
Yeah, but do you remember Club Alligator? What
Yeah,
is a Club Alligator?
where
And
some
the
guy
guy
tried to
handed me
give
a
you
bag of
coke.
cocaine to. Yeah, that's where that is. Like when we outside the club, like the guy basically wants to trade a bag of cocaine for my a fitted cap. Like that's the Club alligator.
That
I
yeah,
should have done that. That would be something, man. But I
was
just said
fucking
no.
wild. It was so weird because we were going out and like, I mean,
It's different going out sing for sure. Like Colombia and China is like different nightlife style.
I like
But
Colombia nightlife better. It was just like
yeah, it's more
Havana
like
Nights type, like
yeah,
just the
yeah,
environment. It's more fun to not be in like a super metropolitan. And
like
the
club.
food was like we could get food super cheap, and it was like I
Yeah,
don't know, it was
great.
good food.
It's great food. Yeah, it's great. It's great. Like I think we had like seafood almost because it's like near the sea, so we have like they have good seafood. I but to be honest, I remember slightly more than you did, but I don't remember much as well. Like one thing I don't remember at all is like what we actually studied. Like I remember all the fun stuff, but I don't remember what we actually studied. I just remember it's like a dinner, drinking, and then woke up, and then oh, also like every time we like every night before we go to bed, we'll listen to Eminem. I need a doctor
Yeah, dude, that was right when that album came out.
to
It's so
sleep.
good.
Yeah, that's right that time.
Dude,
Yeah.
I was looking at these pictures before this, and there was one day that it was pretty obvious that you and I were wrecked. Like in almost all of the pictures, day or night, my eyes, I can just see it. Like, I mean, do you think I don't blink now? It's horrible in these pictures. But like, there's one picture where you are holding some little Colombian kid up, trying to help him dunk. And like, you're probably you're probably 3 feet short of the rim, and it is fucking like I don't even know what I. There had to have been times where like
Why would I do that though?
probably because I thought it would be funny. I don't know.
It's a nice thing, man. That's what NBA players do when they do NBA care. Like I thought that's the right way to do it.
You're like 5'3", right?
Yeah, but that's what they do, man. Like that's NBA care. Like you show like the Simba pose.
Yeah, this was the. I mean, if I feel guilty about anything, I don't know if I really do, but like
No.
we went on this trip, and there were these like really sobering moments where you'd see like just incredibly like I don't know, fucking kid. Hold on one second.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were doing all these things. We're like around these poverty-stricken people, and I remember there was one point in the trip where it like cut through. I can't articulate enough how many
Yeah.
drugs I was on. Like I think at that time I was taking like 20 pills a day, and
More than that, because you woke up and then you kind of like, get like I think you took like at least five. I think in the morning, and then like I feel like every like so there are like multiple activities throughout the day. Every time there's an activity, we have to take one or two. We took two every activity. I feel like to calm ourselves down because like we have to do a lot of stuff. Like and it's hot. There's no AC most of the places, and we have to take classes. They're like, can you imagine you going like no AC and like you do like a bunch of activities, and then you still have to go to a class, listen to someone speak for like an hour. You need to like taking things off your edge. I think that's what we did. We took to every activity. So there are like 4 3 activities. So that's like 8, and then night you also take I think a 5 or 6 because like you go out, you feel anxious because you are like in a different country. So yeah, definitely more than 20, I think,
this
like
this
with
is
my count.
exactly why I ended up with a problem. Like partying with you, it's like you rationalize like, oh no, we're gonna have anxiety. We should probably take some more. It's like literally.
Yeah, because like it's hard. It's hard, man. Like that's like you go to those clubs, like it's dangerous. You don't know what's gonna happen. Like yeah, but I think Leo also like I think he partied with us pretty hard too, like Leo.
I'm still friends with him on Facebook. He's a good dude.
What's he doing? He was like doing like a tourist
I think
guide for
he
like
works
people
for
from
Disney Cruises or something.
Oh, he does. Did he get COVID?
I don't know.
I'm friends with him on Facebook too. Probably should have asked him.
Yeah, you should. Yeah, but back to whatever I was talking about. It was crazy on this trip because it was like we were so fucked up, and then they would take us to like the slums of Cartagena.
Yeah, we did. Yeah,
it was bananas, man. It just
that's actually same as the movies. Like that's actually how you see it in the movies, like how the slums are look like. It's like Slumdog Millionaire, but I know it's different countries, but
just garbage everywhere. Fucking like I remember the worst one was this guy took us to his house, and it was a dirt floor. There was electrical like cords and stuff hanging on hanging lights. We go out back and there's literally like it's just a like bog water environment where like that's where they get their water. There's a pig in the back that's just shitting, and they're making like some kind of food.
Is like
he's showing us his place because of how
proud he was.
And we were all looking at like how can human beings live in this shit, and that's when I actually had an issue with it because I'm like, what are we doing right here? Like it's like we're looking at these people like they're like fucking experiment.
I feel like it's like making fun. Exactly. I think we talked about this, and also the lady whoever like sponsored our trip, she like doesn't seem like she looks like those evil lady that came out like from those movies, just like take advantage of all the poor people and like for his like evil plan and in the disguise of charitable things, and then like we're just her palm, and then obviously we posting with your shackled hands with her.
That lady for sure was taking cuts on something. Like she was making.
Yeah, she does. She definitely making money out of those poor people.
Yeah. So. Well, dude, your kid's going crazy. If anybody stayed with us this far, we appreciate it. It was like, I'm definitely going to have you come back on for another episode. We'll talk like NBA or, I don't know, but is there anything you want to like promote or plug? I don't know if you do that.
No, nothing. I don't. I'm a low key person. I don't promote.
Is there anything you want to talk about before we roll?
I guess just hope your podcast going well, man. When you decide, I just really like the whole like, because we don't really talk that much, right? Like, but like I'm really like excited to see you're doing all the comedy thing, the podcast thing. Like you find something you really like and just stick to it. That's pretty cool.
I'm having a lot of fun. I am gonna come to New York. I just with Omicron or whatever, it's like not the best.
Yeah, now it's a Delmicron. Right now they have the Delta. They combine the Delta with Omicron, like a Delmicron. It's a new thing.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, this thing not gonna end, man.
Yeah, it's out of control, but
but definitely there's a lot that we can talk about. Yeah,
man. And I'll get you on when we can do this in person. Anybody watching, sorry for the skipping and the internet stuff. There's a storm here, and I don't know, it's a free podcast. Don't be judgy too. Like support the podcast how you can, because we're not asking for any money. If you can, hit the thumbs up icon if you enjoyed this episode, subscribe to us, or hit the notifications bell so you don't miss any of our content. Commenting, liking, and hitting the notifications bells helps us with the YouTube algorithm so we can reach new listeners. Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed this episode, rate and review us. If you're just listening to us, as always, follow us on Instagram at FNFPod. We're going to leave you with Jaga.
I just make the waves, I don't write them. I can hear the lyrics in my spirit as I write them. Why you wanna walk and talk just like them? I can't get caught up in all the hype and the excitement. I just make the waves, I don't write them. I can hear the lyrics in my spirit as I write them. Why you wanna walk and talk just like them? I can't get caught up in all the hype and the excitement. Welcome to my wave pool, my wave pool. Welcome to my wave pool.